So we prepare to calibrate our material. We want to have a graduated bucket so we can measure the volume that we're putting in. If you have it, the scale is even better as far as accuracy. Most potable water is 8.33 pounds per gallon, so it's pretty easy to weigh your bucket, know this bucket is going to weigh approximately 2 pounds. You weigh that, and then you run your calibration. You weigh the whole thing, subtract the bucket weight, tells you exactly your weight, and you can determine what your volume is. We're just going to do a quick one. We're going to use the calibrated scale on here, and we're going to make our adjustments and just show how the process works. I've got a handy little piece of rubber. When we get to the higher pressures, I'll show you this is just makes it easy for containing the spray, just so a little bit less mess. So we can pick any tip we want to use. We're only going to use one tip. So I'm going to disconnect my linkage from everything except for that one, because that's one I chose to use for our calibration. Okay. Now, we have emptied the entire system. So before I do calibration, I need to charge the system. So I'm going to turn on the pump, open the knife valve, turn on the pump, and I'm going to let the air vent out so I get all of the air out of this spray bar. Now, if I were doing this with material or in the field, I'd have a 5-gallon bucket on here. I don't want to make a mess. I don't want to lose any valuable material that I could be applying. Here I'm doing water. I'm just going to open it. I can feel the air pressure coming out of there. It's flowing. It's just charging the entire system because we had it completely drained. And I could speed up the pump if I needed this to go faster, but this is fine. Feel the air pressure coming out of there, still flowing, it's pushing the material. So what I did is I just removed all the air out of the spray bar. So with this tip positioned underneath the bucket position underneath the tip, all my other linkage is disconnected. Now I'm ready to move on to the calibration. So let's take a look at the calibration screen. I'm going to lower the engine RPM just so it's easier for us to be able to have communication talking about it. So I'm going to go to calibration. I'm going to select the second one that we just did, right? This is the one we dummied up earlier, but we're going to do an actual calibration on it. So I'm going to select slurry 1. I'm going to keep it at the 15 seconds. Now it's reminding me to new tip, 1 bucket, ready to go. Now before I hit this again, I need to make sure I have my engine RPM, but full RPM. I just run my RPM till it stops. Now I know it's ready to operate. I'm going to push this button, and it's going to start spraying my material into the bucket. And it's doing all the work for me. When it gets to its 15 seconds, it shuts off, it turns the pump off. All I have to do now is determine what my volume is. So I got 1 gallon of material on that tip. Come up to the computer. I'm going to tell it I got 1 gallon. Okay? Select it. Now it's going on to step 2. Now, before I push that button, I've got to empty my bucket and get ready for the next one. So if this were seal, I dump it back in the tank so I'm not wasting any material. With water, we'll just dump it out on the next one. So this pressure is going to gradually increase. So here I got 1.5 gallons. Now because it's water, we're just going to make it easy on ourselves. Now after 3, it's going to get a little bit higher, so we're going to do like maybe get someone to help us do the other. Just contain the spray. I'll show you. Okay, so I got 1.75. That's 2.75. I went to 2.75 on that one. Water makes a little bit more mess than steel. So I'm getting close to the point of flow saturation on the tips. So that one was about, I'm going to say it was about 2.8. About 2.9. Now I'm going to have you take a look at this to show you. So we get higher volume with water because the viscosity is so low. We're doing seal, the volumes are going to be less, and we're not going to be hitting the tip saturation. This is 6 of 6. I put in the 2.9 gallons. I'm going to put the last one. My calibration was successful. Okay? So now if we're going to operate, I've got to be able to tell the system which one of those 4 materials to use. So remember, I always push my pump command button right here. It's slurry 1, whichever one of these I want to use. We're going to use this one. We're going to do a 9-foot pass. We're spraying with 6 spray tips. And we're just going to do it in 1 layer. It's lined our tips. We did our tips already. That's great. And now we're ready to actually go out and spray some material. So we're going to do that for a minute just so you have a chance to see what the spray looks like.